This month I'm honoring the films of two of the pioneers of Indy Christian films, Rich and Dave Christiano. Are they worth watching? Find out in this week's Indy Christian Review. This week's episode is once again brought to you by tjsrental.com, home of perhaps the most affordable Red Scarlet package you're ever going to find, ever. Now before we get started, perhaps some of you aren't familiar with the Christiano brothers or their movies, so let's get some background information, shall we? Mr. Researcher, take it away. Twin brothers Dave and Rich Christiano moved to Hollywood, California in 1977 with big dreams of making it in the film industry. Things didn't go as planned, but in 1979, first Dave and then Rich both accepted Christ. They moved to Jonesboro, Arkansas in 1981, and in 1985 they produced their first short film, The Daylight Zone. Since then, between the two of them, they have produced 13 short films, feature films, and even a television show. Thank you very much. So, this week we're going to take a look at their first three short films, The Daylight Zone, The Pretender, and Crime of the Age. Why all three? Well, that's because that's how they're packaged on the DVD. Now, these movies are all quite different from each other, so I decided to bring in some help for this one. Mr. Researcher, patch him in.
Hey there, kids. Uncle Bob here. Good to see you again.
Greetings, citizens. Grand Master of the Order of Ketchup here. I usually review the quality of different foods with ketchup on them, but I'm more than happy to help Zack out with reviewing some movies this time. Alright, Uncle Bob, you go ahead and do Daylight Zone, I'll do Pretender, and Ketchup Master, you go ahead and wrap things up with Crime of the Age.
Alrighty. So, The Daylight Zone was written, produced, and directed by Dave Christiano and executive produced by Rich Christiano back in 1986. And for a first movie, let me tell you, it is pretty good. As you might expect from the name, the movie is a Twilight Zone parody. It's about a guy named Carl who's trying to get home to Johnson City but has to take some old country roads because of a detour on the highway. Along those roads, he starts meeting people from Bible times, telling them about how they met Jesus. Oh yeah, Carl doesn't believe in Jesus. Like I said, it's pretty good. I don't want to give away the ending, so let's just say I really like it, and I think you should watch it too.
Wow!
Alright, next is The Pretender. This one was produced by Dave and Rich and was written and directed by Dave Christiano in 1987. A very good year, I might add. The movie's directed at youth and is about a high school guy who fakes being a Christian so he can date a Christian girl. Now, I enjoyed this movie more than I thought I would. It's an interesting story, and there's even a degree of suspense as you wonder if our anti-hero is going to succeed in getting the girl. I found it intriguing to watch a non-believer fake his way through and fool the Christians around him by using all the right words and playing his cards right. Kind of makes you wonder how many people in the church today have not only fooled others, but also themselves.
Excuse me, sir. Which one of these Bibles is the one Jesus preached out of?
And finally, we have Crime of the Age from 1988. It's a comedy mystery about a detective who's been brought to a Christian summer camp to find out who stole the director's How to Become a Christian book. The detective surmises that only one of the camp's 6 staff members could have stolen the book, and therefore must not actually be a Christian.
Oh no, this is terrible.
The dialogue becomes intentionally predictable as the detective's conversation with each staff member follows the same formula. It's very entertaining, very funny, and raises awareness of the importance of such things as prayer, church attendance, witnessing, and reading the Bible.
Excuse me. May I ask you a question? Do you like carrots?
Yes, detective, I do like carrots, especially with ketchup.
Oh yes. Oh, doesn't that just look so appetizing? Yes, this is fantastic. Another 5 ketchup bottles up, just like the saltines.
Right, anyway, you can get all 3 of these movies on one DVD at the Christiano's websites, either christianfilms.com or christianmovies.com. Well, that's all the time we have. Thank you for watching. Christiano Month continues next week. I'm Zack Lawrence. May God bless you, and may God bless independent Christian films.
Thank you for meeting with me. I know your time is very precious. Then quit wasting it. Name and price.
But of course, his name is Robert Humperdinck Phineas III, but you might know him better as Uncle Bob.
Buddy, that's a job I'd do for free.